What up, though? It's the word. You see the title. Let's talk about it. But first, do me a favor. It's free to you, but it means a lot to me. Hit the like, and if you're new, hit the subscribe. Mama, that boy bad. That's all I'm gonna say. That boy is bad. That boy done knocked the man's. Dude didn't know where he was at. My man went out on the stool in the 10th round, going into the 10th round. Shout out to Shout out to Garcia. I mean Hector. He didn't fall. Tank didn't fall. Tank didn't put him on his butt, but the man didn't even know where he was at. I mean, that's a warrior. He went out on his feet. You know, he didn't come out in the 10th round, but with all the controversy surrounding Tank a week before the fight, you know, the media bashing him, he came out and performed. You know, not only did he perform, he dominated the guy. Bro, I'm telling you, bro. I thought I wanted him to. If he would have came out in that 10th round, it would have been over. Dude would have been asleep for a week. That man probably would have went to the hospital. It was a good thing the corner did stop it, because even though we're watching a violent combat sport, you know, you want everybody to be able to go home and function properly with their family at the end of the fight. So shout out to his corner for stopping the fight, recognizing that. A lot of fighters want to go out on their shield, but mama, that boy got bricks in his hand. Like, I don't think Devin Haney want that smoke. I don't think Devin got enough to keep Tank off of him. And Tank is he like a lion, man. He stalks his prey. You know, he gets you to feel comfortable, like you actually got a rhythm where you can actually do damage to him. And then he just explode on you. And that's the dangerous thing about it. His ring IQ, the way he's set up, he sets you up. Like I said, he's like a lion. He stalks you. And looking at the competition in 135, the only person I can see giving him a good fight is Shakur Stevenson. And I just said giving him a good fight. I still think he beat Shakur, because his power go from 1 to 12. And like I said, people don't give Tank enough credit. Not only his boxing IQ, not only his footwork, but the way he sets you up. You know, Tank is really a boxer. He's not just a power. That's the scary part, you know, because he actually boxes. And then the way he sets you up, I ain't seen nobody be able to do that besides Floyd. But Floyd don't got the power Tank got. But Floyd, he'll set you up in the later rounds to get the points off of you. And when he was Pretty Boy Floyd, yeah, he'd get the knockouts from the setup. But when he became Money Mayweather, he just set you up to pepper you for the last 4 or 5 rounds. But Tank, mama, that boy bad. Mama, that boy bad. Oh, you should have put your link in there. But yeah, it was a good night of boxing. I didn't catch the first card, but Boo Boo won. But you know, shout out to Blue Blood Sports TV. That's where I get all my boxing info from. If I don't watch it myself, you know, Blue said, you know, he didn't look too good, but what you expect? He had a long layoff. But then watching that Speedy Rashidi Ellis, I was disappointed because I just felt like he had too much output in the beginning, you know, and it caught up to him at the end. But I did not expect him to get knocked down twice. I thought he'd probably, at minimum, it would have been a draw, but They gave it to the other dude, and Boots. I think Boots needed that tough fight. Is a lot of stuff he can improve on. I don't think he's ready for Bud or Spence. I don't think he's ready for Bud or Spence, but and Speedy Rashidi Ellis ain't ready for Boots. But Boots relied too much on his athleticism. If he would have just went to the body in the first couple rounds, dude would have been broke down, and he'd have been picking meats off the bone by the eighth round. Every time Boots put his back foot to the outside, the dude slid the other way, opening himself for a body punch. And then when the guy was guarding his body in the later round, sliding, Boots wasn't going to the top. So it's still a lot Boots got to do to make it to the level of a Bud Crawford, because Bud will set him up. He lunged too much when he punched. He extended too much. He don't stay tight. And Spence, that's just a train wreck waiting to happen, because Spence ain't backing up. And Boots can hop around all he want, but he got caught. What up, though, Miss Queen? Yeah. All day it was open, but yeah, Boots, he was lunging too much. And like I say, if you go against Bud and you lunging like that, Bud stay tight, especially in the pocket. And Bud fight good off the back foot. You come in lunging on Bud, you reach, he teach. And then Spence, like I said, it'll be a literal train wreck, because Spence ain't backing up. And when Spence chase you, he cut off the ring too good. I don't think, Boots' athleticism, I don't think he ain't ready for neither one of them. But I think Bud and Ennis would be a better fight. I think Spence just beat him up. I think Spence beat him up. But I just want to give a shout out to Tank Davis. Magnificent performance. Like, when I'm watching a Tank fight, I don't even critique him. I just wait till the seventh, eighth round. And what up, Perp? Yeah, bro, you finally made a live. Hey, when Moms came through, I was about to go live. Hey, this is my brother-in-law, y'all. Hey, put your link in the chat for me. Y'all show my brother-in-law some love, please. I appreciate it. He got his own car restoration business. It is here in Michigan, but he just started his channel. He will be doing how to do's. So any little maintenance, or people who like car stuff, send them his way. But yeah, that's my brother-in-law. But yeah. So I was just gonna talk a little boxing. I just wanted to give Tank his flowers, because Tank, like I said, he been through a lot this last week. He got arrested 7 days before the fight. Came home, had to go through all that with his baby mama. Found out she was lying. He got crushed in the media. He made mistakes in his past, but we all do. And they eviscerated him. The man didn't even really want to fight after that. No one gave him the benefit of the doubt. And for him to put all that behind him and go forward and dominate and perform and give us the performance that he had, I have to salute him. He stayed focused. He had a goal. He accomplished it. And then I want to shout out to the crowd too, because in the middle of the fight, it was an altercation, and I think they said something about Meek Mills, but it didn't end with violence. So shout out to the crowd. They could have, they could have had a big brawl. It's good to see people be able to walk away instead of have a violent altercation. So shout out to whoever diffused it in time, because it could have got ugly. It's a crowd of people. It could have been a stampede. It's women in the crowd. If men get to fight and tussle, ain't nobody caring about the women. So shout out to them for cooler heads prevailing. But yeah, it's an open panel. If anybody want to hit the link, I'll put it back in. I'm just talking about life. I'm just really excited because Tank Davis is one of my favorite fighters. Not only for the skill, but I like his overall story. Coming from nothing, um, getting everything, not understanding the responsibilities that came with the influence he had, the newfound fame. Making his mistakes, learning from it, and moving forward. You know, at first he didn't want to be a role model, but he actually tries to be a role model. He mentors kids in his old neighborhood. He do a lot of stuff that they don't talk about in the media, but you know, having access to YouTube now, a guy out of his gym got a podcast, so we can actually see what this man is doing for the community. And shout out to the Rise podcast because you get to see a whole nother side of him. And like I said, I think it's a beautiful story, and I'm gonna keep rooting for him. You know, anytime people make mistakes, it just leaves them an opportunity to grow and learn. And he took that choice. And like I said, anytime I can throw flowers at people, I'm gonna do it because we all need that sometimes. A lot of times we make changes in life and we unsure. We know what we're doing, but sometimes we unsure if other people see it. So when people recognize it, it do feel good. It's motivating and it is inspiring you to keep going. So if you know someone who made changes in their life and doing better, always, always, always let them know that you see it and you recognize it, because you doing that can keep them on that path. It can keep them on that path because sometimes, like I said, you just don't know. You don't know if you're doing enough to actively say I changed, but when other people recognize it, it do feel good. And like I said, you don't know. Anytime you speak positivity in people, you truly don't understand the effect it can have. It just can make somebody feel better about their day. It can motivate them. It can inspire them. It can push them beyond a limitation they may feel they have. So I try my best to always speak positivity because um, just doing that, putting that out there, even if you believe in karma, just putting positive energy out there is coming back to you. So I wanted to share a dream that I had last night into this morning, and it was kind of crazy. I always have crazy dreams, but it was one of them dreams where you don't even know you sleep. It feel real. So, I appreciate you too. I appreciate you too. I really do. And that's what we supposed to do. You making a difference. When I go live, you always hear. That's a huge difference. We supposed to support one another. And that's what we do. And that's why I like the couple people who, do come to my streams. I appreciate y'all so much because just y'all sitting here talking to me, listening to me talk, commenting, that's inspiring to me. That motivates me. That keep me going. That make me want to come on. So if I'm giving that energy back, um, if my words are giving you positive vibes, good energy, I'm humble because you're giving me the same thing. You know. Um, but yeah, so my dream, I heard these horns. I heard a horn, and then I heard drums, like war drums. And when I went outside my house and looked up, the sky was like full of blood. Just it wasn't raining. It was like blood pouring from the sky. Like the sky was cut open and blood was just pouring. And I'm looking for my family. I'm looking for my wife and kids. And then I just see people fighting, in the street with blood just pouring everywhere. Then I look across the street and I see my wife, and she's holding my daughter and holding my son's hand, and they standing in this doorway. So when I get to them, we open the door, and when we open the door, it's pitch black dark, but you can see a little glimmer of light. And as we walked to it, it was a door, and when we opened it, it was people in like a hall celebrating. And they told us to come in, change our clothes, put the robes on. So we threw the robes on, and as we sitting down, I looked out the window, and I could still see people fighting, and I can still see the blood. And the lady closed the shade and told me, "Don't worry about that. Focus on you. We here. We here. Enjoy it." And then I woke up, and I was thinking like, what did that dream mean? Because I usually I can interpret my dreams, and from what I took from that dream is, um, it's about to be a spiritual war. That's how I interpret it. And the reason I say spiritual is because what's going to happen is going to affect our insides, our emotions, our feelings. And if we ain't strong or prepared, we're going to be at battle. But if we are at peace with ourselves inside, we just have to focus on us. Focus on you. Focus on your family. Focus on the good things. And don't let the outside things influence your inside. That's what I took from that dream. And then the crazy thing is, when I wake up, I look at my phone and I got, notifications from YouTube. So I open the YouTube app and I just see, a lot of different creators, content creators, going at it. That's the first thing I see after the dream. So I'm like, okay, so I just got to stay focused and come in this room and speak my positivity. I can't let the outside things affect me because, a lot of the people I admire, a lot of the people I rock with, a lot of people I like, and when somebody you like, even if it's like a boxer, I like Tank Davis, if he losing, I get emotional about it. So if I see conflict and somebody I like is either if they winning or losing, you don't want to see that. But I understand, my fight is mine, their fight is theirs, So I just come in my room and do my thing, I still support my people, but I think that dream told me to, protect my energy because, I'm not perfect and I'm still learning. So it's things I can't get involved in because I'm not strong enough yet. But see, I'm aware, and that's the thing. Like none of us are perfect. We all gonna make mistakes, but it's when you become aware, is when the mistakes tend to decrease, I guess you can say. Because when you're aware of the things you need to work on, you become aware on how to avoid things that make you backslide. And like I said, everyone has addiction. Addiction is not just drugs. Addiction is not food. Just I used to be addicted to, I guess you can call it violence, but the adrenaline rush you get when you know you're about to encounter conflict, that's what I was addicted to. I was addicted to that adrenaline that I get. Like they say fight or flight. I was a fighter, and you get that boost of adrenaline right when you know you. But I used to be addicted to that, you know. Um, and like I said, just understanding that I can't put myself in. I got a family. I got responsibility. These are the tools that I use to, um, I guess you want to say, fight my addiction or fight my problem. Keep myself humble. I think about I put my family first. I have responsibilities. Before I get into a disagreement or argument with somebody, I put my family first. That's one of the tools I use. That's one of my cheat codes, I guess. I always tell people think before you speak, and that's the first thing I think. I think, will this do something to prevent me from being the protector and provider of my family? Because even your words, you can say something to somebody, especially nowadays. You can say the wrong word to the wrong person and your life is over. Or you can say the wrong word to the wrong person and now you're in a conflict. And that conflict might put strains on you or your family. So I just learned to avoid anything that can anything that can possibly put a strain on my relationship with my family, take me away from my family, or put my family in danger. And a lot of times we think because we're online that things can't happen, But I mean, as you can see, people can find your home information. They can leak that, and it's sick people out there, And a lot of these content creators, I'm gonna say it like this, and this ain't no shot against nobody, but when you uh, create content and you produce it and anybody can see it, you got to understand that can influence people, and that can be positive or negative. So you can have, and this is I'm literally making this up. This ain't no content creator. I'm hypothetically speaking, but you can be a content creator and you can have a couple people coming into your live talking, communicating with you, and then they feel some type of bond to you, right? And when they feel that bond, you might get into it with somebody else and leak their information. And them people might just live in their city. And because they got this bond, they might feel like they need to do something. You might be putting things on here as content, but you don't know how it's influencing other people. So I would just say be careful, be responsible, I guess. I try to be, because you can just be making things for fun or doing things for content, but you don't know who in your crowd, who watching you. It's some it's people. I don't want to call them sick, but it's some challenged people. And they don't understand reality from this content. I mean, we've seen it already in New York, right? We've seen it happen before, and I just think we gotta be more responsible. Yes, please. If you see a link in there, please hit it and subscribe. Um, we family over here. We help each other. We support one another. So if you're watching this, even on playback, hit the live chat and please hit the link and subscribe to any link that's in there, because, like I said, we all family. Nate the Great, Platt. I can't say the other part with my mom. I already got popped in the lips. The car guy, that's my brother-in-law. He about to be producing content. Please make sure y'all links is in the comment too, so he can hit y'all links. This is Nate the Great. This is the one I was telling you about earlier. But yeah, so I guess that's my main message for tonight. That be careful of what you say and be careful of what you listen to. Because other people's words can also influence you. That's a word. When they say words are spells, that's the portion that they talking about. That's the ideology of what they talking about. The potential of words having an effect emotionally on you and causing a choice or decision that unrational. That's when they say words are spells. I guess that's the best way I can break it down. But words are spells. You can tell someone hello in a nice voice, a nice home pleasing voice, and that can make them feel warm. Or you can say hello in uh, a jackass voice, and that can make them feel like, well, that wasn't welcoming. So it's not only it's not only what you say, it's how you say stuff too. It's not always what we say. It's sometimes how we say it. I mean, you can say something, and it can the tone and the presentation of it can be contradictory to the actual words you use, and we see that a lot. People use that method in gaslighting other people. Y'all, wow. Oh man, but yeah, it was a good day. My OG came through. It was the first time she seen her granddaughter because she out on assignment. My mom waited until she got in her 50s to do a traveling nurse job. She been supervisor at hospitals, and she said, "I'm tired of that. I just want to go make the money and go home." So, so she only has stayed away, but ever since my daughter was born, she only FaceTimed her, so she got to see her in person today, and that was priceless. That's always priceless because I don't have my grandparents no more. So now to watch my kids, with my mother and father, I mean, it's priceless because they don't have my wife's mother and father. They both passed. My son got to meet both of them, but he was still a baby. He ain't gonna remember that. So now watching them with my mother and father, I mean, that's priceless. Enjoying the little things like that in life. Nate, you woke up choosing violence. Yeah, she was good. She ain't popped me in my mouth though. I know she waiting. She waiting. She got another week or two and her assignment over. She only worked a couple months out of the year now doing that traveling nurse. She only worked a couple months out the year, but she good. She mom like that. That's the beauty. Like my mom is still young. You know, she only 56. My mom what 16 years older than me. She had me when she was 16. So it's like I grew up with my mother. So like, but even though she that young, that's still my mom. I never we don't have we got an open relationship like where I can talk, but that's my mother. That's still not my friend, and it's not my buddy. It's my mother, and I'm gonna always be her kid until the day I'm out of here. I can't be her equal. That's my mother. So our relationship, I'm her only boy, so I always say I'm her baby boy. So you are not. Yeah, you can take the boy. You ain't taking my girl. Hey, Leticia. Yeah, you can take my son. He getting on my nerves, but you ain't taking my little girl, bro. Wife is gonna be on you about it. Not if you take Dee Dee, you can take Dee Dee. We'll be good. We'll be good. You take him for a couple days, and then when we come and get him, he ain't gonna want to leave. He'd be good. My son crazy. He like he like a holster. He like my holster always on my hip. But the opportunity he can get to go and be out with the family, he be out. Nah, you ain't taking my baby, bro. You got 3 girls. Nah, I'm straight. You got 3 girls. I only got one. I only got one. Can't take none. Leticia, if you had my son for a day, you'd be like, okay, just take him for a couple hours. Like my son, and then my mom and dad said, I'm getting back everything that I gave them. And I remember like being 4 years old playing in the woods for like 3-4 hours. Coming home, they like, where was you at? Tripping, like, man, we were up in the woods. So I can only imagine. Yeah, my son is he too smart to be a 3-year-old. He too smart, and he negotiates with you. You know, he will literally negotiate with you, and he won't do something until you give him something. Like he out of control. He out of control, but it's amazing to watch. And like the thing, like he is creative. Like he'll see a problem and he'll find a way to solve it. Like if he can't reach something, he will build something tall enough for him to climb onto to get it. If it's a chair in a box, um, any childproof lock we had, he was able to open it. You know, he used a screwdriver and took the doorbell apart. So I mean, I don't want to stop his creativity the way he think. I want him to keep because it's amazing to watch. Even like buying him a keyboard, you know, him listening to the different sound, he made his own little beat. He figured out how to use I bought him a DJ set, and it got like a little iPod, but it's to record the music he made. He done figured out how to do all that already by himself. I didn't even show him. So he is, you know what, Leticia, he is. And I can tell, you know what's crazy, Leticia? Like my son, um, I was reading this book about the third eye, and it was a triangle in the eye on the outside of the cover, and he made the triangle and put his eye in it himself and said, "Look." And he do that all the time. I'd be like, "Where your third eye at?" And he'd put it by his eye, then he'd put it on his forehead. And I told my wife, I said, "That's not normal." He made the triangle with his own hand. I didn't show him how to do it. He did it on his own and put his eye in it when he seen that picture. So I know. I know he's already awakened. You know, I already know, and just how in tune he is with nature too. You know, he loved being outside. He loved looking up at the sky. I'm by my telescope. Start, showing them the stars and teaching them constellations and stuff. Because, like I said, is the stuff that he doing is really advanced. Like, and it's crazy sometimes, and then it's scary. But I want to nurture that artwork drawing, and see that's amazing. That's what I'm saying. If I I'm teaching my son spirituality and universal principles at a young age because I think if he has it at a young age, he'll have a better understanding of the world, how everything works. Because like even a lot of like I personally function off of the 11 universal principles, and then I learned functioning off of those. I find balance a lot easier when I'm just normally, and then when I'm encountering people. Just the way I approach things. And then when I look at nature, you can see all 11 principles functioning in harmony perfectly. And nature is our best teacher. We can look at nature and understand a lot of different things about life. Just by watching nature, like the ancient Egyptians did. They looked at nature to find answers because nature is designed perfectly. Even going back to the biblical, um, if you go into the Bible, it tells you that. Running the streets. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting. Like I said, Tank Davis, his story, I think that's something that a lot of us can relate to, especially like I'll talk about giving each other, the benefit of the doubt when something happens, you know, instead of judging a person right away, give them a benefit of the doubt. Oh my God, my baby girl, like she rolling and flipping already. Like she rolling, she's reaching. Um, she moving too fast. She moving too fast. Like she's spoiled already too. You can swaddle her, but nope, she want to be on the arm. She want to feel that skin to skin contact. She's spoiled, and I spoiled like I spoil my son. Like I love my son to death, and he is spoiled. So I can only imagine like my house right now. Like if y'all need some toys, I know some kids who need some toys. I mean, it's like a toy store. Like I got one room dedicated to his toys, and then the basement, we still taking toys from up here, putting them in the basement. Half of the basement is a toy room, and like he don't even play with half of this stuff. So, I spoiled him, and now I gotta. I know I can't spoil him, but I guess this age is okay to do. But like I said, he a master negotiator, so he understands. Like he like to potty train him. I tell him like you want to go to school. He say yeah, and that what motivates him to. I tell him, well, if you want to go to school, you gotta let me know when you need to use the bathroom because you can't wear a diaper in school. He like okay, so that's what motivates him. I tell him that every morning, and that's how we potty training him. Is motivating him. He want to go to school. So I think that's kind of cool too. Um, my wife wanted to give him a sticker. I'm like, that boy don't want no sticker. He want you got to give him something tangible. Like, so I'm still learning new techniques. I'm a new father at 36. That's when I had my first kid. 38. When I have my second one. So I'm still a new father. So I'm learning. And I know I'm gonna make mistakes. I take advice from everybody, and I use what I can, and discard the rest. But ain't no manual on how to be a father. It is no manual. So my father, I appreciate everything he did for me. I appreciate every mistake that he made, and I learned from. I learned from my father's mistakes, and I appreciate him going through the trials and tribulations to learn to teach me. I just learned to be appreciative towards things and not judge and look at things for what they are. You know. And tomorrow, I might have my dad on here. And we gonna get into a deep, deep conversation about addiction. He gonna tell a story. So I hope y'all here tomorrow. I'm gonna go a little early, probably about 10:30, 11. So I think it's gonna be deep, and I think it's gonna be impactful because like I said, I learned from my father's mistakes, but he got a hell of a story to tell. And I'm honored that he willing to tell it on my platform. You know, so I'm very family oriented. You'll see, my family go come through. I got cousins, my sister, my brother-in-law. I'm gonna have a conversation with him soon. My little sister, I know she in the background, and I know that's probably not normal. Like I don't really see people doing that on YouTube, having a family on the platform, but I'm raw and this is me and that's my circle. My family is everything to me. I ain't really got I got one friend outside really. I can say not I can say I got about five friends, but one that I deal with like on a daily basis. And everybody else is family. Even that one friend is my brother. I call him my brother. That's my family. He ain't blood, but that's family. And that's how I operate. So, I'm gonna this child, I'm gonna be raw. I'm gonna try my best to do content, make videos and all that. But right now, like I said, I can only really get in on nighttime, and because I got my family, so I can't even open up the laptop without my son trying to type and do stuff. So, um, yeah, so I'm gonna bring more content. I'm gonna talk about uh, more positive subjects, bringing as much positivity as y'all can take. That's what I plan to do. But I'm also bring my family on here because like a lot of the life issues that I talk about, a lot of them have experience with them, helped me through them. Some of them I helped them through them, and I just believe in sometimes having like me personally, just having my family riding with me um, makes this easier for me. So I got 13 people in here. Don't nobody want to hit the link. I'm gonna post it again. I'm waiting. I was supposed to get my guy in here. Papa was supposed to be talking for the last 3 days. I've been trying to get Papa in here. Yeah, it's gonna be deep. It's gonna be deep. I'm gonna get my brother. My brother-in-law got a good story too. My brother-in-law got a good story too. All right, catch you tomorrow, Platt. Just don't walk too close to the mountain edges, girl, with that dog. Don't let that dog pull you over the hill. Over in Australia, they got some real mountains. They ain't got the little hills like we got in Michigan. We got hills in Michigan. In Pennsylvania, we got mountains, but we just got bumps in Michigan. Yeah. But just a quick recap. I'm probably gonna jump off. Nobody want to hit the link because I really don't have nothing to talk about. I just wanted to talk about the fight, and I wanted to share that dream because I thought that dream was deep. And like I said, it was just ironic when I turned on YouTube. I'm looking like, okay, so it made sense. Because like I said, I'm not. I know some people who can turn the switch on and turn it off and go back to normal. Like I'm still growing, I'm still learning, so I can't. One love, perp. Like I said, I'm still learning, I'm still growing, and uh, that adrenaline rush you get before a confrontation, I used to be addicted to that, and once you feel it, you want to feel it again and again and again. So that's why I try to steer clear of conflict. And I used to, when I was able to spar, you know, that's how I turned it off because I can physically get that aggression off, but I can't spar no more. I got a shunt tube in my head. I can barely see and trying to get out there and mess with them young boys. Nah, I just get hurt. So I don't spar no more. But that's how I used to turn the switch on and off was was sparring. But now, it's meditation. But then also I got responsibilities. So it's like I try to steer clear from all conflict because being with my family is more important than satisfying my ego. You know, and it's a for me it's a growth. And like I said, I don't. I don't know how to turn it on and off, so um, that's like an Achilles heel for me. And everybody different, and that's why I always say, learn your weaknesses. When you learn your weaknesses, you might can't fix them, but you can counteract them with something. If like with me, I'm trying to get away from smoking nicotine, so I got a vape. But if I go around cigarettes, I'm gonna want one. If I go around cigars or black and mild, I'm gonna want one. So right now, I can't go around it, and it's the same thing I did when I stopped drinking. You know, I was okay long as I wasn't around other people doing it. So I just stopped going around other people drinking. So whatever in life that you battling or challenging, a lot of times you can't cold turkey it, but you can find ways until you are strong enough to remedy it. And that's what I look for. Ways to um, remedy things. Like with my over aggressiveness, it was martial arts, mixed martial arts. You know, Sometimes I needed to get hit in the mouth to realize, like, okay, I ain't the baddest man on the planet. Sometimes I needed to someone to be able to put me in a chokehold to realize, like, I ain't the baddest man on the planet. Because I mean, when you train and you just got that fire in you, sometimes you forget. It is mental. It's mental, and like I said, I'm a work in progress. I keep myself away from conflict, but that's why I do it. Because I enjoy it too much. I used to. I used to enjoy. Like I said, I used to get an adrenaline rush. Like when they talk about flight or fight, you get an adrenaline surge. That's what it is. They either give it to you to fight or to run away. And I enjoy fighting. I enjoy conflict. Even if it was the build up to it. The mess talking. Making a person so mad that they want to hit me. They gave me a thrill. I don't know what it was like, but if I can get someone so pissed off that they willing to hit me, I felt like I won. And then when they tried to hit me, I already got them pissed off and mad, so now I'm about to take advantage of that. I guess I used to, physically gaslight people, you know. But like I said, that's why I don't get into conflict now, because what I was doing, it wasn't right, and it wasn't healthy. It wasn't healthy for me. You run into the wrong person, everybody eventually, I don't care who you are, you gonna run into that one person who just has nothing to lose. And coming from the street, you see that all the time, right? The big bad wolf, the guy who knocked everybody out or bullied everybody. Well, yeah, he just got shot. That dude just got shot. Oh, who killed him? Some no name dude. He ran into the wrong dude on the wrong day. I had an uncle like that. Um, he was an ex-Marine, and he was just a bad at, like, he'd go in the bar and drink, and he'd bully people. And one day he got shot 27 times. Well, they shot at him 27 times. I think they hit him like 11 or 12 times. He was messed up in the hospital. He recovered, and he started to change his life. And like 2 years later, I think it was 2 years later. I gotta ask my mom, but 2 years later, he hit the lottery, and it wasn't like for no big jackpot. It was like for a couple thousand. And he went in the store to cash it. On the way out, a guy shot him one time with a 2.2. The bullet ricocheted, and it tore his inside up. Like, this man survived 27 gunshots. They shot at him 27 times. He survived that. He got hit like at least 12 times. He survived that. Got shot one time with a 22. It ricocheted, hit his lung, and it hit something else. I think it is his appendix. and it killed him. You know, and that's why I tell people about karma. Because at the time that he died, he wasn't that guy no more. But it caught up to him. It wasn't even nobody who he did something to. It was just a random guy robbing him. But when you live that type of lifestyle, like I said, karma come back to you. So yeah, yeah, that's the thing. I've learned when to fight. You know, um, all fights ain't worth fighting. All fights ain't worth fighting. Sometimes you gotta lose a battle to win the war. I learned that too. It's okay to lose a battle to put yourself in position to win a war. And we gotta understand that too, because, like I said, somebody got words for you. Okay. I always tell people like I'm still learning and growing because I can take the words, but then you say something about somebody I care about, then now I want an apology, and then I just want that apology just to get close enough to you to. That's the way my head works. But yeah, you got to lose some battles in life, put yourself in position to win wars. So it's knowing when to, what they say, when to hold them and when to fold them. You know, I think people popping in because of the Tank Davis thing, but um, yeah, I don't think we really got no real boxer advocates in here. So I'm gonna keep on a life thing, but yeah, it's a constant battle of keeping your inner peace because things outside of you has the potential to influence you, and a lot of times we don't understand the difference between entertainment and when we being negatively influenced. You know, people don't look at it that way. Like, how is this? And then a lot of the entertainment, like we all need to be distracted. I just sat up here and watched a boxing match to 1 in the morning. You know, a violent sport. Yeah, I just sat there. That's a distraction from everyday life. But when you begin to put negative energy into your entertainment or into your distractions, now you got a problem. When you um, begin to contribute to the negativity, it's no longer entertainment. Now it becomes a distraction and it's distracting you from being the best you. That's a constant process that we have to be working on, making ourselves better. Because if we ain't conscious on us making ourselves better, I promise you, there's other forces out here doing the opposite. I mean, they do it with our food, they do it with our education, they do it with the way we interact with one another. If you're not controlling yourself, something else is controlling. If you're not making your own decision, there's another force making those decisions for you. And a lot of times we don't even recognize it, you know. So just being aware, we got to become more aware and more in tune with not only what we do, but what's actually going on around us. Because, like I said, eventually it can have the potential to influence you. I don't want to say it will, but it can. 15 people in here. Y'all don't want to say what up, though? Y'all want to talk boxing, man? If there's some boxing people in here want to hit the link and tell me what they think about the fight, that'll be what up. If you're in the boxing and you walking in, feel free to hit the link. Let me know what you think about the fight. If nobody take the link, I'm gonna end up ending this. I appreciate y'all rocking out with me. Like I said, I ain't really had nothing to talk about. I just want to congratulate that boy Tank, and I'm disappointed. My heart hurt. Speedy Rashidi Ellis. I was hoping he win because that would have set up a big fight between him and Jerron Ennis. If Speedy Rashidi Ellis would have won, man, that would have been a good setup. I think Boots would have. I think Boots would have dog walked him, um, but it would have been a good setup. He said don't spoil the surprise, but you about to watch? Oh, my bad. Yeah, you might. Yeah, I ain't gonna say nothing about Speedy. Then I'll let you watch that. I say that I didn't watch the Boo Boo Andre fight. I turned it on a little late. I had the baby girl, and I totally forgot what time it started. But yeah, I'll tell you about the Boots fight. I won't tell you in detail, but yeah, Boots. He got a lot of work to do before. I tell you this, he got a lot of work to do before he try to fight Spence. A lot of work. I think him and Bud would be a decent fight, but I think Bud will take him out because he don't stay tight. He lunged too much. He used too much of his athletic skills versus his boxing skills, and he got a high IQ in boxing. He got good footwork. He just used more of his athletic skills, and he don't even like. At least when Roy bounced around and he lunged, he stayed tight. And Jerron don't stay tight. He too loose. And Bud set him up. And him and Spence going at it, that'd be a train wreck. And I think Spencer, like I said, he's not tight enough. Well, I haven't seen his last three fights. He too loose. He lunged too much. You can't do that with Earl. Earl is gonna beat you. He's gonna literally punish you. So I don't think he's ready for neither one of the two. But if he did fight one, I think Bud would be a better fight. I think it'll be a more exciting fight. I think I think it'd just be a beating if he fought Spence. Um, Tank is Tank. I don't think nobody can see him at 135. I think him and Shakur Stevenson would be a good fight. I think that'd be a competitive fight. Actually, I don't think Shakur got enough power to keep Tank back. I think around the 9th, 10th round, I think Tank will just start trying to dog walk him, but Shakur can move. And he can still pop him. And he ain't got the thunder punch, but I think he got enough power to pepper him and hurt him. But I don't think he knock him down. I don't think he knock him out. And Devin Haney, like I like Devin Haney, but Devin ain't got enough power to stop Tank. And Devin's last three fights, he been hit too much. Well, really four, because Linares was tagging him, Jojo Diaz tagged him, and Kambosa tagged him. But none of them dudes got Tank power. They don't got Tank ring IQ. They don't got Tank's footwork. Tank is a predator. Tank is literally a predator. Like he stalks you. He allows you to think that you're doing something or you catch a rhythm, and then he just pounces on you. And when he pounces on you, like I said, Devin Haney ain't got enough to keep him off of him. So I don't think Devin Haney, he might as well move up to 140 and just let Tank have 135. Let him and Shakur go at it. And then Frank Martin, he ain't ready. I don't think he's ready for Shakur. Him and Devin, like I like Devin. He got to develop more power. Because I don't even think he can keep Frank Martin off of him. I don't know if Devin, he got the length, but Frank Martin ain't Kambosa, so that jab ain't go keep Frank off of him. He ain't fighting. Devin ain't beating Shakur, and Devin ain't beating Tank. You can say boxing skills all you want, but Devin ain't beating Shakur or Tank. But yeah, that's all I really got though. I ain't gonna spoil it for you, Nate, and tell you what happened to Speedy Rashidi, but um, yeah, that was interesting. Man, I want to tell you so bad, Nate. I want to tell you so bad, but I ain't gonna do it. But that's all I got, people. I got the link in the chat if you want to come up and talk about life, or if you want to talk about boxing. I'll leave it up for another minute. If not, I'm gonna be out. I ain't really had no subject. Tomorrow, though, if you're here, please put your notification on. We'll have a very powerful conversation about addiction. Um, Give us some insight, and then hear an inspiring story on how you can overcome it. So if you ain't hit the like button yet, do me a favor, hit that like button. It's free to you, but it means a lot to me. And hit that subscribe because I'm gonna be dropping more content, more collaborations. I'm gonna be bringing some people with some good stories onto the platform. And like I said, anytime I go live, you go live. I'm here to build. Any subject that I'm speaking on, past or present, if you got 2, 3, 4, 5 cents to add, please feel free to hit the link and let's talk about it because we all got different ways of looking at stuff. And those different ways can be put together and the puzzle can be completed. And we can start creating solutions instead of keep talking about things, right? I mean, we can sit here and talk about it until it's blue in the face, but let's start creating um, tangible things to use to solve some of these problems we're talking about. Because other than that, we just talking, you know. So I'm here to build solutions. So I appreciate everybody coming through, rocking out with me. But that's all I got for you. Oh, for sure. I appreciate that, Nate. I appreciate it, bro. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna try to go around 10:30 tomorrow. And like I said, it'll be a very powerful conversation. And I got a couple more too. And I wanna talk about I wanna get different perspectives on manhood too. Like I said, I can bring my people up here and have conversations, but I want to connect with the people I'm subscribed to and the people who subscribe to me and have these different conversations. But I think we should get we should get an understanding what is manhood, and have different perspectives. We all come from different walks of life, have different experience, been taught different things. That's why I said let's bring those different things together and create something so we can get these kids, so we can share with one another. You might tell me something that can make my life better. So that's what I'm saying. When I'm live, you live. Hit the link. Let's talk. But that's all I got. I appreciate y'all again. Y'all take it easy, man.